Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong. This is a first look video of our very own Tesla Model Y here in Australia. Yesterday, 10th of June 2022, I had an opportunity to go to the Tesla showrooms in Parramatta, Sydney, and although I reached past 5 p.m, that is the closing time, the folks inside were super kind to let me in and film the car for you. A massive tip of the hat to every single customer service representative at Tesla showrooms Parramatta, Sydney. Thanks a million, guys. Without you, this video would not be possible. Now let's jump right in. First up is the front profile. Although it does have a similar design language to the Model 3, you can see that the ground clearance is definitely more. I do have a separate video where I have done a side-by-side comparison of the Model Y and Model 3 with every single dimension possible, so do check that out. I'm going to leave a link to that same in the description of this video as well as in the top right corner. Next up are these matrix headlamps. Our made in Shanghai Tesla Model Ys come with these matrix headlamps as factory fitted standards. In addition to being super gorgeous and super powerful, they also have an additional functionality when you do the Tesla dance. Right here's a look at the rear and the side profile views of the car. This car did have a white interior, and our made in Shanghai cars have that wide side trim which extends onto the door. I do get these questions about the white interiors, and I must say they do stand the test of time. They're reasonably easy to clean, with mostly a wet wipe doing the trick. There is some jeans transfer, the jeans blue, which gets transferred onto the white seats, but even then it is not terrible to clean and maintain. And as you probably know, all of the leather in our Teslas are vegan leather. Here's the look at the front dash. Although it is identical to the Tesla Model 3, because of the height of the car, the visibility is definitely better. This is the center console, and it is powered by the brand new Ryzen computers, which makes it super smooth. It is a tad smoother than in my Tesla Model 3. The folks at Tesla Parramatta were super kind to let me film a tiny drive as their representatives repositioned the car, so I can confirm that these cars do move. Now this is a great segue to the next part of this video, because you can see here the gorgeous 20-inch induction wheels on this rear wheel drive Tesla Model Y. Now this is not a stock standard version, because this is a paid upgrade. If you do want to see the standard 19-inch Gemini wheels, do check out my good mate Tesla Tom's video. He went to the Chatswood Service Center and they do have the 19-inch wheels there. This is a closer look at these gorgeous induction wheels. I really love the way they've styled this one. Now let's do an important test, the rear passenger space test. As you can see, I am a large man, but even for me, there is ample leg room. There is enough space in front of my knees as I sit in the back. Even sliding in is pretty easy. The tall boy SUV crossover styling of the car really lends itself to this. It is a far different experience than getting into the Tesla Model 3. Now let's look at the cavernous trunk, or boot as we call it, of the Tesla Model Y. Given its crossover SUV format, it has a wide cavernous opening, and the seats do fold down on a 3-2 configuration to make it a flatbed experience, so that gives you extra space as well. Now, as I've mentioned before, I have a separate video where I've done a dimension by dimension individual comparison between a Tesla Model 3 and a Model Y. Do check that out. A few details are in the end of this video as well. And now onto the front trunk, or maybe we should just call it the fruit. Now I did this walk around specifically to look for panel gaps in this car. I just couldn't find any at all. But do you think that is because this is a display vehicle and Tesla wanted to put their best foot forward, or do you think that the build quality has improved? Now I have a separate video where I did a side-by-side comparison of a Fremont Tesla Model 3 and a made in Shanghai Tesla Model 3, and the Shanghai version was definitely of a slightly better build quality. The paint as well on this Model Y was super gorgeous, as you can see in these images. But do leave your thoughts in the comments below. models that are available for ordering at this time and what is the cost of them in New South Wales. The gorgeous Tesla Model 3 and the stunning Tesla Model Y. Two near identical looking cars from the Tesla stables, but there is more to it than meets the eye. At its widest, the Model Y measures 83.8 inches with an inter-tire distance of 64.8 compared to 82.2 inches and 62.2 inches respectively in the Model 3. So right off the bat, we know that the Model Y is a wider car than the Model 3. X has a fair few of these curb rashes. Model Y is longer by 2 inches as well compared to the Model 3. This is an important metric to consider if you have a tightish garage like me. Maybe you can't park the Model Y in your garage. This is something you need to consider. True to its SUV crossover tag, the Model Y is the taller of the two, standing at 64 inches tall compared to 57 inches of Model 3. For taller individuals, having that height adds to the headroom inside the car, particularly for folks sitting in the back seat. Now let's compare the available knee and leg room. In the Model 3, with the front seat pushed back to its furthest position, the knee room is 5 inches or 127 millimeters, which seems a tight fit compared to a more generous 8 inches or about 200 millimeters in the Model Y. With both vehicles having a tapering rear, I'm sure you're wondering about the rear passenger headroom. Friend of the channel Peter Cook, whom I interviewed for an earlier video, was happy to demonstrate the limited rear passenger headroom in his Model 3. Thanks a bunch, Pete. As you can see, Pete is a tall man and he's having trouble squeezing into the rear seat with the driver's seat pushed all the way to the back. And as we pan in, you can see that he's practically crouched sitting there. And these rear seats in the Model 3 will not recline. In comparison, the Model Y has adjustable rear seats with 3 possible angles to choose from. With the rear seat in an upright position, the headroom is still a reasonable 6.5 inches, which does go down with change in angle. Here we have Kaushik's mate Bunsey demonstrating that. Just like Pete in the Model 3 demo, Bunsey is shy over 6 feet in height, but he ain't crouching inside the Model Y. He is sitting comfortably with about a hand height to spare. The added height and the SUV crossover styling is a massive plus in favor of Model Y. Another important number for the rear seat passengers is the recess underneath the driver and passenger seats. With the front seats in its lowest and highest positions, the recess in a Model 3 is only 3.5 inches going up to 5 inches, whereas in the Model Y, they are 7 inches and 9 inches respectively. So looking at the legroom in the rear seat, in addition to the footwell recess, Model Y is the more capacious of the two rear cabin spaces. If you have taller individuals who will often travel in the rear, this is something to consider. So what do you guys think? Do you think that the Model Y is a great fit for you? And do you think that the price is right? Please do leave your thoughts in the comments below. I have another video where I'll go through a step-by-step of what are the models that are available for ordering at this time and what is the cost of them. Until then, this is Nash from Tesla and the Gong signing off. Peace.